Government corruption has never been more prevalent or caused more harm. It's why extremism is on the rise. It's why the financial gap between the haves and have-nots has never been wider. And it's why our planet is at risk of an extinction level tragedy. That's why I need your help to keep exposing the truth about the rot on both sides of the aisle. Become a supporter or a friend of the show today by clicking on the coffee link in the description box below. Friends of the show join me on a Zoom hangout once a month, and you guys can ask me any questions you want, and I can get to know you better. But the most important reason to help is to keep the show alive. Together, we can and will save our country and our planet. Thanks in advance and enjoy the show. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the show. I have an update to share about one of Trump's Capitol insurrectionists. It's time for an episode of Where Are They Now?
Matthew Bledsoe was arrested. Patrick Montgomery was in court.
Jonathan Manapa will stay in federal custody.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
So 29-year-old Pennsylvania resident Richard Michetti made the ultimate mistake of confiding in an ex about the crimes he was committing. And then he called her a moron. I guess no one ever taught him about that hell hath no fury thing. So here's the deal. Michetti sent photos and videos to his ex-girlfriend while he was storming the Capitol on January 6th. In one text message, Michetti wrote, quote, "It's going down here. We stormed the building. They held us back with spray and tear gas and paintballs." Don't think it was paintballs. A few minutes later, he wrote, quote, "Gotta stop the vote. It's fraud. This is our country." Michetti also said, quote, "My eyes are burnitin," and quote, "Thousands of people storming." I'm reading these as they're written, guys. So later in the afternoon, Michetti texted her and he said, quote, "If you can't see the election was stolen, you're a moron. This is our country. Do you think we live like kings because no one sacrificed anything? The vote was fraud and Trump won, but they won't audit the votes. We are patriots. We are not revolutionaries. The other side is revolutionaries. They want to destroy this country and they say it openly. When the left banged on the doors of Congress when they congratulated for Brett Kavanaugh, no one got touched, not one of them. We were outside and they were shooting tear gas and pepper spray. They were shooting and throwing tear gas before we even were near the building. It's public property." A couple hours later, in response to one of his ex's messages, Michetti argued, quote, "I understand your point, but what I'm saying is the election was rigged and everyone knows it. Alls we want was an investigation. That's it. And they couldn't investigate the biggest presidential race in history with mail-in ballots who everyone knows is easy to fraud. This is tyranny. They say there and told us we rigged the election and there's nothing you can do about it. What do you think should be done?" And Michetti was seen on surveillance video footage entering the Capitol. He was in just 2 minutes after the first breach occurred. While in the building, Michetti was seen and heard on video confronting officers. He yelled things like, quote, "We feed your family. You are just taking orders. Who do you work for? You get paid by us." And quote, "You know you caused a civil war. You know that, right?" He also cheered on others as they attacked the police. At one point, while officers were under assault, Michetti called them, quote, "fucking animals." And he was part of a large mob that tried to physically force their way past a line of officers near the old Senate chamber. In one video, Michetti was seen grasping the sleeve of an officer who was trying to hold back a bunch of Trump's mob. And then as Michetti was leaving the building, he was seen on surveillance video. He turned and he yelled and he gestured at a police officer for some reason. And then he turned back around and then tried to re-enter the Capitol Rotunda, where he joined another mob in pushing against a police line. So after spending 45 minutes in the Capitol, Michetti texted a friend, and the friend told him that there were many investigations and nothing was found. And then the friend advised Michetti to, quote, "get over it." Michetti replied in part, quote, The cops were the aggressors for no reason today. I was there. They just started firing tear gas and flashbangs, and we weren't even at the building. He sent a follow-up text and he asked the friend, quote, a bunch? What did they do? They didn't do any audits. LOL. Around the same time, Michetti posted a photo that he took on Instagram. This was from inside the Capitol, and he captioned it, quote, this is Trump country. They stole this election. When Michetti was interviewed by the FBI, he admitted to his actions, but he expressed confusion about why he was in trouble for entering the Capitol. And he told the agents that he had been, quote, played for a fool by Trump. Nevertheless, Michetti was arrested on February 23rd of last year, and he was charged with obstructing an official proceeding, entering a restricted building or grounds, 2 counts of disorderly conduct, and parading or demonstrating in a Capitol. In May of this year, Michetti pleaded guilty to the obstruction charge, which comes with a maximum potential sentence of up to 20 years in prison, 3 years of probation, and $250,000 in fines. However, the prosecutor was requesting only 18 months in prison, 3 years of probation, and a $2,000 restitution fee. I couldn't locate any details about what was said in court, but in a pre-sentencing letter to the judge, Michetti expressed remorse. He specifically mentioned how his actions affected the officers. He admitted to becoming addicted to Percocet and having anger issues, for which he says he's completed 10 anger management classes. Michetti also said that his baby mama obtained a protection order against him just 2 days after the Capitol attack on January 8th. He said that was for verbal abuse, and he claims that all of this made him realize the error of his ways. He's now returned to going to church on a regular basis. He started reading the Bible. I really hope that this guy is being real. Anyway, U.S. District Judge Christopher Cooper presided over this case, and he ended up sentencing Michetti to 9 months in jail, 2 years of probation, and a $2,000 restitution fee. So 9 months away from his daughter, all because he got sucked in by Trump's lies. And he refused to watch or listen to anything other than right-wing media. So he had no idea. He had no idea there were more than 60 lawsuits. There were numerous hand counts. And yes, there were audits, including audits and inspections of voting equipment by right-wing people. And they found nothing. 9 months for being uninformed. It's a heavy price to pay for not paying attention. Anyway, guys, if I hear more, I will let you know. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Take care, and I'll talk with you soon.